If you've ever said or heard that renovation loans are just too hard, too complicated, this podcast is for you. Welcome to renovatED for Lenders. I'm Jennifer Goldsby, and I'm really glad you're tuning in. This is a podcast where we talk honestly about the business of renovation lending, what works, what doesn't, and why there are so many well-intentioned renovation platforms that struggle to perform the way lenders hope they will. There will be no sales pitches. And it's not a highlight reel, though I'm happy to share success stories when I can. And it's definitely not a surface-level overview of loan programs. In fact, I won't even talk about program guidelines because you could read those in your company's product pages or in the selling guides or handbooks. Think of this more as a conversation we might have over coffee. We're just talking shop, swapping stories, and unpacking the things nobody really explains when it comes to renovation lending. This podcast is for lenders who offer renovation loans but wish they work better, or loan officers who want to stop feeling unsure or unsupported when it comes to originating renovation loans. It could be for operational teams, underwriters, managers who are tired of putting out fires, and leaders who know that renovation lending matters but haven't quite cracked the code. If you're looking for shortcuts or plug-and-play answers, I'm not your gal. This stuff takes work. But if you want clarity, structure, practical insight from someone who's been in renovation lending for over 20 years, then you're in the right place. Let me tell you why I created this podcast. Renovation lending isn't failing because the programs are bad. It's failing because the business model is misunderstood. Over my career, I've seen lenders launch renovation programs with wonderful intentions, but zero infrastructure. We call this putting the cart before the horse. I've seen loan officers make promises to borrowers they didn't even realize were impossible to keep, or processors and underwriters left to figure things out on the fly. And companies quietly decide renovation loans aren't worth it and shutter their renovation lending arm altogether after spending tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on the quote-unquote experiment. The truth is, when done correctly, renovation lending can be one of the most impactful and profitable offerings a lender has in their arsenal. And yet virtually no one teaches lenders how to do it right. That's why this podcast exists. Here's how these episodes are going to work. Some episodes will be short and sweet, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, because sometimes one small topic deserves focused attention. Other episodes may run closer to 20 minutes. That's my goal, 20 minutes or less. I want to give you something you can listen to on your commute. I will try to provide clear explanations, real-world examples, practical tips and tricks you can actually use, maybe pose occasional questions that make you pause and think, and sometimes I'll include guest conversations with people who live and work this every day. We'll cover building renovation platforms that actually function, delivering loans to investors or selling direct to the agencies, disclosures, processing and underwriting tasks, and draw administration. I can't wait to talk about draw administration. I'll also cover sales and marketing renovation loans responsibly, touch on quality control and why that matters here more than anywhere else, in my very biased opinion, and why renovation lending plays such a critical role in housing today. You won't need to listen to the episodes in any particular order. Each episode is going to stand on its own. And because this is like having coffee and talking shop, I want it to be a two-way conversation. So I'll be inviting listener feedback. I want you to send me your questions, your topic requests, even case studies if you want help thinking through those. And down the road, I'll be inviting select listeners and industry professionals to join me on future episodes. If you'd like to be considered, visit my website, renogal.com/podcast, and apply to be a guest. If there's something you're wrestling with in your renovation program, chances are you're not alone, and your question or feedback might help a lot of other people too. So I really do want to hear from you. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought. Most lenders in this space believe they have a renovation platform. What they actually have is a collection of tasks. And there's one essential element that's often overlooked that determines whether a renovation platform performs smoothly or consistently struggles. In the next episode, we're going to start unpacking that foundational piece, the one that quietly impacts every department, every loan, and every outcome. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. So thanks for spending part of your commute or your coffee break with me today. Welcome to renovatED for Lenders.